Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, John.
I'm John Palatiello, the president of the Business Coalition for Fair Competition. BCFC advocates public policies that promote the utilization of and reliance upon the private sector by government at all levels, and policies that eliminate unfair government-sponsored competition with private for-profit enterprise, including America's small business. BCFC supports a federal policy first implemented by President Eisenhower in 1955 that says, quote, "The government will not start or carry on any commercial activity to provide a service or product for its own use if such product or service can be procured from private enterprise through ordinary business channels." Well, we're here today to discuss the extent to which that policy has not, and in this Congress, is not adhered to. Let me use a sports metaphor to explain the government competition issue. In our free enterprise system, government should be the umpire, not the opposing team. Companies in the private marketplace should be free to compete against one another, with government assuring a level playing field and imposing only that level of regulation that prevents competitors from injuring each other or their customers. For-profit companies should not be subjected to unfair competition created by the government itself. We've heard a robust debate in this year's campaign about the size of government. Well, let me put that discussion into perspective. Today, the federal government has a workforce, not including the Postal Service and not including our uniformed men and women in the military. But the government has a workforce of 1.9 million federal employees. Of that amount, 850,000 are in positions that are commercial in nature. When we think about government, we think about FBI agents, we think about Secret Service who protect the president, we think about civil service employees who determine citizens' Social Security benefits or eligibility, civil service employees who obligate our tax dollars, those who command our military, prosecute criminals, and make public policy. But government does much more than that. 45% of the federal workforce is in occupations that are commercial in nature, things that you can find every day in the Yellow Pages and on Main Street, USA, things where the government duplicates and competes with the private sector. Today we have federal employees who make maps, who cook and serve food, who mow lawns, paint walls, launder clothes, survey the land, design roads and buildings, write software, create websites, operate buses, provide childcare, and do thousands of other things that are readily available, usually better, faster, and cheaper, from America's small, medium, and large businesses. So we are seeing an unprecedented level of violation of the 1955 policy. In the 111th Congress, the House and Senate expanded government into numerous activities that, quite frankly, should have been left to the private sector. To call attention to this ominous trend and to educate and inform the American voter on where their congressmen and senators stand on this issue, BCFC is today, for the first time, releasing a government competition congressional voting scorecard. We've researched and analyzed 10 key votes in the House and Senate respectively, where there was a clear issue of government competition, government duplication, government as the opposing team, or government creating an unlevel playing field for private enterprise. We've provided the American public with a clear and concise guide to who in Congress actually supports free enterprise and small business, and who supports a bigger government that competes with private enterprise. We've all heard politicians claim to be pro-small business, and virtually every one of them has given a speech in which they've called small business the engine that drives the American economy. What the scorecard we're releasing today does is shows those for whom that is idle rhetoric and those for whom that is indeed their voting record. On issues from healthcare to insourcing, from student loans to bailouts, from campaign finance to stimulus, we're providing transparency and shining a light on where incumbent members of Congress really stand on these tough votes. We hope this scorecard will help continue a thoughtful debate on the role of government in 21st century America. We believe it will help the American people to understand the choices we are confronting. And we believe it will make the next Congress more aware of the consequences of such votes. Copies of the scorecard are available here today, and it is available on the BCFC website, www.governmentcompetition.org. And right on the homepage is an icon, a photo of the scorecard, and you click on that and you get a PDF that is printable and downloadable.